everyone, back with a Grace Vanderwaal reaction. This time we're coming to her song Don't Assume What You Don't Know. Super pumped for this. I feel like every time I hear her, it's a different sound, so I'm really intrigued to hear this one and see what age she is as well, because we kind of jump all over with her age and different performances there. So here we go. Grace Vanderwaal, Don't Assume What You Don't Know. It's like 4:3 aspect ratio.
Drive through the street with your eyes closed. Trip on a stick where the wind blows. So out of reach, but it looks close. Don't assume what you don't know. You act real hot, but you're still cold. You wanna be rich with a Lambo. So out of reach, but it looks so close. Red light, but you still go. You can walk around the entire world, but you're still ending up with what you started with first. Spit out money and you offer all yours. Get the girl, but it wasn't the cure. The television told you if you got it beware. Within 5-6 months, you've been playing Japan. Now you in a new world, you don't have a friend. Don't assume what you don't. But you don't know. So you told your ma that you're gonna be free. You're gonna be a new branch on the Hollywood tree. You leave with a couple hundred, maybe 3 in your high school degree. Finally you get an opportunity. They say listen close and only to me. Just sign off your name and creativity. Don't you wanna be a star? You can walk around the entire world, but you still end up with what you started with first. Spit out money and you offer all yours. Get the girl, but it wasn't the cure. The television told you if you got it beware. Within 5-6 months, you've been playing Japan. Now you in a new world, you don't have a friend. Don't assume what you don't. What you don't know. Walk around the entire world, but you still end up with what you started with first. Spit out money and you offer all yours. Get the girl, but it wasn't the cure. The television told you if you got it beware. Within 5-6 months, you've been playing Japan. Now you in a new world, you don't have a friend. Don't assume what you don't.
Oh, okay.
Don't know.
Alright, let's leave it there. What an interesting one. It's such an interesting return to that 90s vibe as well. It's definitely having a resurgence in media where it's TV shows set in the 90s, or like we've got this 4:3 aspect ratio, which I know a lot of artists are doing as well, especially this kind of MTV kind of look with like the introduction with the song at the bottom. Very much that resurgence. I know that Aurora did that in her music video for A Temporary High as well. Really, really interesting aspect, really interesting vibe as well. But I think that speaks to what the song's about, and kind of the little bits I was picking up on that is about not wanting to be famous. You know, about like going into Hollywood. She even talks about that, saying, oh, you know, you could go into Hollywood, you could be a star, you could do this, that, and the other. And she's kind of saying, like, I'm not bothered about that, I just want to sing. And that's really, really interesting. Now, you know, we've spoken about Grace before with her music, and it's nice that she's sticking true to who she is as an artist when she's recording songs like that based on what she's got to say. You know, she's not going down the route of like other typical artists who are like very heavily managed and controlled in a commercial kind of bubble. She's like doing her own thing, and that's great. And I say more power to her for doing that. More artists should do that, really. And it's great when they do, because it really does shine. And Grace is an example of doing that, where, you know, she talks about some of the terrible things that she's gone through in terms of being in this industry and how people treat her and tell her what to do. And I know that Demi Lovato's most recent album as well is very much about that as well. If you listen to the song Eat Me, it's all there in the lyrics. And this is very similar as well. This is just more of like a cool, more stripped back, very no doubt 90s type vibe. And it's saying the same thing. And that's really, really such a strong, powerful message. And more power to Grace for saying that. I have to say, overall, this isn't my favorite Grace Vanderwaal song I've ever heard, but it's nice to hear this different side to her. And again, you could really hear like the influence of like that kind of, you know, the whole aesthetic for me reminded me of No Doubt from the 90s. You know, it was very much that, you know, kind of pop rocky type, grungy type vibe, and just that heavy kind of guitar riff. You could hear that bum 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 bum. Like that was really, really interesting to hear. And like just the lyrics, like the voice singing along with that oh, 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 like going with that. And then just that more of that bite from her voice as well. Again, it's much more of that grungy sound to her vocal, which I haven't really heard a lot of before. And that was really, really nice. Again, a different side to Grace, whilst not showing off everything that her voice can do, but it's not the song for that. The song is more about that message of the song and, you know, talking about that almost like anti-Hollywood effect that it can have on people who just shoot to fame and like looking for that fame. And she's kind of not interested in that. She's just saying, I just want to perform as a singer. And that was really cool. And again, as I said, I did enjoy the nostalgia of this 90s looking video. Reminds me a lot of music videos I used to watch when I was younger. And just like other TV shows as well, when you used to watch them like that. But it was very MTV, kind of VH1, with like the details coming up in the corner. And that was a pretty cool vibe. I did enjoy that. That was pretty fun. And again, these little like cat ears that she's got on her head as well. I don't know whether I've ever seen Grace's hair this short. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to have a little look. But again, nice to hear a different side to that vocal, to see a different side to Grace as a performer, but still keeping it real by talking about things that are important to her own experience, you know, and what really matters to her. You know, like not being micromanaged into saying things or being controlled in her career. She's got a grip on her own career. And that's fantastic to see. And as I say, more power to you, girl. But what did you think of Grace Wandervaal and her song Don't Assume What You Don't Know? You know what to do by now. Please leave me comments down below with your thoughts, and if you have any other suggestions by Grace Wandervaal, please leave those down below as well. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, please come subscribe to the channel if I don't already, and make sure you hit that bell icon as well. It's the fastest way to get new notifications when a brand new video like this drops. If you do want to jump in and help support the channel on Patreon, that would be incredible. Thank you so much. The link and details for that are just down below. On the screen right now, you're seeing a couple of videos of just a few little things extra that we've got going on in there. So if you do want to jump in and help support the channel, again, that would be phenomenal. Thank you so much for that. And again, the link and details for that are just down below. So thank you again, everybody. It's always a pleasure to come back to Grace Wandervaal because I never really know what I'm going to get from her. It's always something different, and that's really refreshing and fun. Until next time, take care.